Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Rashad back with another video. Now in this video, we're going to be shifting gears a bit. If you follow my channel, you will understand, or you will grow to understand that, it's a wide range of audience. It's a wide range of people that follow me, right? And my mission is to help as many people as I can. When it comes to religion, yeah, I'm going to give my religious views. I'm going to have videos where I talk about certain religious things, but understand this, I'm not trying to force religion on anybody, right? Because I understand the law of attraction. I understand the more you force, the more you push something away, right? What happens when you push a car? The car starts to move if you have it in neutral. And if you push it too far, it might roll down the hill and, you lose track of it. So I understand that I'm not going to come on here and in no way am I going to turn this into a Bible channel and we're going to be having Bible studies and all this and that. Just certain topics that I may feel passionate about in the moment. I'll bring it up and I'll bring out certain scriptures to back what I'm saying. That I have no shame in doing that. But I understand the climate that we're living in, right? Not everybody wants to follow that path. Not everybody wants to believe in that path. That's okay. I don't hate you for feeling differently. But in this video, where we're going to be shifting the gears into away from, biblical talks and more to just the reality of what we're living in. Because a lot of times when we get into the biblical talks, it sounds like a fantasy world, doesn't it? Oh, there were kings and they had multiple women and they just had all this order and all this and that. Like, it just sounds like something out of a fairy tale, which the average person that is dealing with the realities that we have now doesn't want to hear. They're like, oh, that sounds cool, but how is this going to help me, right? In this society, we don't have multiple wives. It's not normalized, at least. In this society, concubines aren't normalized, So what's the point of me even listening to this message? I understand the psychology of a lot of you. A lot of you hear the Bible and you turn the other cheek. It's not what you want to hear. It's not something you feel may help you right now. And you may be sort of right. Right. Me personally, I feel like the Bible has a lot of values and it's something everyone should know. But not everybody is me. And that's okay. But what I want to get into in this video. Damn. What the hell is that? Let me chill. That might be somebody's mama. But man, she got some junk in her trunk. But where I want to shift gears in this video is the dynamic of woman wanting a dominant man. Understand this. I don't know what I'm going to title this yet, but the majority of women in relationships and marriages, they step out on their man, right? A lot of men in marriages step out on their woman. And it's for this very reason. A lot of the relationships you always hear, or at least I always hear, the ones where they eventually get married, they say, oh, yeah, we just clicked from the start. Everything was going well. And it's just this fairy tale movie-like story when they first got together. Right. And then somewhere along the lines, things just kind of fizzled out. Right. The marriage lost that spark. The relationship lost that spark. Why did it lose the spark? Like I tell you guys, men, we create the energy. We create the atmosphere. Right. That's why a lot of dudes, if you've been coached up by these dating coaches and this, that, and the third, like I said, it's no disrespect. There's certain dating coaches out there who I'm not watching because I need dating advice. I watch because, they're pretty cool dudes, and they be having interesting stuff to talk about, But when it comes to these dating coaches, bro, you got to understand these women watch these male dating coaches too. Right. Because women are very curious. They want to know, what are men listening to? What are men being taught? See, I'm the same way. I watch certain female channels, not because, I'm weird or nothing like that. It's because I want to know, what are females talking about? It eventually gets to a point where, I can't watch it too much longer. I can only watch it for I have small patience with it, But there's some female content creators out there who actually make real genuine and good comments, content, right? But I watch a variety of content to get different demographic, different views. I watch white content. I watch black content. I watch Hispanic content. I watch male content, woman content to get different perspective and views of people. You know, I like breaking down and analyzing the psychology of people. So there's certain females who I watch just to break down and analyze their psychology. Why are you the way you are? You know, yeah. So here's what I've gathered from all the data that, you know, that I've gathered. Here's what I understand. Typically in a relationship, a woman would cheat when she doesn't feel sexy anymore. Right? She doesn't feel loved anymore. She doesn't feel beautiful anymore. She doesn't feel like the priority anymore. She loses a little bit of confidence, like, am I gaining too much weight? Am I not pretty enough? Is there another girl? Is he cheating on me? She starts getting insecure and thinking you're cheating on her. Well, you may be cheating, or you may just be out there grinding, hustling, working, you know? You may be tired and drained from a lot of things, right? But what you got to understand is when a woman loses that feeling of feeling sexy, of feeling pretty, of feeling confident, when a woman loses that spark, when things get monogamous and things get boring, there's going to be another guy, because even when you're married, there's always other male orbiters waiting for you to mess up. They sitting around on the cut waiting for you to mess up. And when she gets this feeling where she doesn't feel secure enough, one of those male orbiters, maybe that she may go vent to, may give her a little reassurance. And that reassurance puts a spark in her. She starts feeling tingly down there. She starts getting nice and moist down there. And before you know it, this beta male orbiter who was just sitting around waiting for you to mess up is cracking the yams. Before you know it, this male orbiter is cracking the yams. And she gets that spark back again. She feels beautiful again. She feels validated again. Because in this society, that's the main thing that drives a woman. It's just naturally in her nature. She wants to feel validated by men. I don't care what women talk about, you know, they dress how they want to dress for male validation. I'm sorry, when you got a crop top on and the little gym spandex, you know what I'm talking about. You know why you're wearing that. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're doing. You know you're going to get 1,000,001 different looks from men. You know you're going to get a few goddams. You know, you know men are going to be approaching you left and right, and you love that. You thrive off of that. It makes you feel good. Who wouldn't feel good? If dudes out here, you would feel good if you just had a bunch of women looking at you and giving you validation and giving you compliments all the time, right? Some of us experience that, you know. It feels good. It feels good for a female to compliment me. When a female tells me, oh, I like your beard. Oh, you have real good skin. Oh, you're very handsome. That feels good. You know, I don't get, oh my God, but, you know, it feels good. It's like, oh, thank you, right? And women are the same way. When they get that validation from men, when they go outside dressed, you know, sexy, I would just say, they like the attention that they get, right? And typically women in these marriages, they go out and they're getting this attention either from their job or, you know, at the grocery store or at the gym. You know, they're getting that attention somewhere. And when that attention starts to outweigh the attention that she's getting from home, when the dominant figure in the household becomes less dominant, you know, when she sees the weaker side of you, because a lot of dudes, when we're programmed to impress a woman, right? So when we first meet her, we're on our best behavior. And a lot of dudes, this sets you up for failure because you're selling her a dream, basically. You're not really like this 99% of the time. You're not being genuine, right? So a lot of dudes, you may sell a woman a dream because, like I said, we put out the energy. So if you're putting out confidence and this, that, and the third, and you're the best thing since sliced bread, and you don't have a flaw in the world, if you're not acting human and genuine with her, you know, she's going to believe that. And you're going to have to hold that standard. It was that standard who made her be like, oh, I want to date this man. Oh, I want to marry this man. But the problem is a lot of guys are faking it till they make it. You fake a certain image until you finally get married. Now you stop hitting the gym. Now you stop eating right. You know, now you done gained 30, 40 pounds, right? Because you got her now. You don't got to seem like this big alpha who's on his purpose no more. You got her now. You got two, 3, 4 kids with her now, right? And a woman always wants to be in a position where she feels like she's chasing your attention. She's chasing your validation, right? When things get flipped, and now you're begging her for intercourse, you're begging her to cook, right? You're begging her for the little things that she would just do when you first got together. When you first got together, you didn't have to ask her to cook. She would cook for you. When you first got together, you didn't have to ask her for a BJ. She would just give it to you. You would just wake up and she rubbing on your meat, right? You wouldn't have to ask her to do things. She would just make it an effort to do it because she was attracted to you. She wanted that attention. She wanted that validation. She wanted to feel validated by you. But a lot of dudes, they get to a point to where I would say they start simping and they give out the validation a little too easily. She doesn't have to earn it anymore. And now she gets bored. Now she got you, right? Now you're like a couch potato. You don't go out with the boys anymore, right? You don't hit the gym like you used to, right? You're just at the house on the couch eating potato chips, watching football games all damn day, getting a big old beer belly, right? And she's just looking at you with disgust, like, man, this ain't the man I married, right? Because a lot of men, you get comfortable once you get the woman. It just is what it is. That's why a lot of these marriages, they end up getting toxic, and some of them end, or some of them, they just stay together in misery. A lot of people are just together in misery. They like, hey, we in too deep. We got these kids. We got these properties. We got this, that, and the third. Hey, we going to have to stick it out till death do us part. You know, some people, they just get to that point, and may God be with them. But other people, they get to this point and the marriage ends in divorce, man. Right? And you have to understand this. This is a video for guys who still want to play the game. This isn't a video for the super spiritual, super enlightened people that really see what's going on, and you just want to play the cut and have God send you a woman. And, hey, more power to you. But that's a tough and that's a narrow path. And a lot of us, we aren't disciplined to be that disciplining and have to go that long without getting what we want. Because, you know, we have animal-like instincts, bro. You know, when a man is horny and wants it, he just wants it, man. You know, he just wants it, and he's going to try to get it however he can, right? Rather that's through the almighty right hand, or rather that's through, you know what I'm saying, getting it for real. But a man's going to get his rocks off when it's time. It's just how we are. We need that, right? We need that relief. You know, it's what keeps us going. It's what lowers our stress. It even tells you intercourse, you know, releasing all that lowers stress. Scientifically, it's proven. Scientifically, it's proven that a man who is in a relationship with a woman lives longer than a man who's alone. Scientifically, because you need that relief. So understand this. If you want to play the game, you got to understand what you're competing against. You're competing against male dominance, right? Who is going to make a female feel like she is being dominated? Because that's how a female wants to feel. When a female getting her back blown out, she's getting dominated. And that's what makes her feel good. It's naturally in her nature. She wants to be dominated. And when a man becomes less dominant, a lot of men, you get in these marriages and you become less assertive, less dominant because you're scared of losing her, right? And she loses respect for you, right? And she starts dealing with Pookie, who don't give a damn about her. You either gonna get with my program or you can get the F on. I got 1,000,001 other different shorties sliding in and out of here. Right? You ain't nothing special. She go to Pookie because now she wants to feel like she's special to him. Right? He don't make her feel special like you do. Right? So now she want to chase him. Now she giving him that Glock 360. Got his toes curling. Right? No Diddy. Now she out there going the extra mile, cooking, cleaning, working out with him. The whole Meg Thee Stallion. Everybody talking about Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. Like, oh, Klay gonna get played. Klay this, Klay that. Bro, do y'all know who y'all talking to? This is Klay Thompson, nigga. Like, bro, y'all act like this is some rookie that just got to the league. He just getting NBA money. Bro, Klay Thompson is a 4-time NBA champion. NBA legend, bro. This dude, I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing, bro. And for what I'm seeing, he looks happy with Meg Thee Stallion. So who cares? Who cares? Will the relationship last long? Will it be fruitful? Who knows? Right now, they're in the honeymoon phase. Meg on her best behavior, right? Will Meg get bored? Who knows? Will Meg want to run back to the streets? Who knows? But right now, it look like Meg sitting her ass down. When we ever seen Meg cooking, cleaning, hitting the gym with a dude? When have we ever seen Klay out here putting himself out here with the woman he's intimate with? Rarely. Usually when you see Klay, he's with a group of H words. He's with a group of 304s, right? You may see him with multiple women at one time. That's the Klay I knew. Klay. So let's not act like Klay is some sucker that don't know what he's doing. Klay, I'm pretty sure Klay knows what he's doing. He's gotten enough woman. He knows what he's doing, bro. Right? What Klay has done, he has clearly asserted his dominance on her. He got her cooking for him. He got her cleaning for him. He got her working out with him. Right? He got her in her feminine state. Right? Not in the Cardi B masculine state. I don't cook, I don't clean. But let me tell you, I got this ring. We saw that ended. She don't got that ring no more. Right? So even situations with like Klay and Meg, bro. You can get a woman like Meg who got a past and got a history and all that. But if you're a real solid man, you can put her in line. All off you. Because like I said, males, we create the energy. We give the woman the energy. Women are receivers. They receive our energy. Right? That's why you get these women, they get with these rappers or they get with these junkies, right? And they love them a junkie because that junkie done put his energy in her. Right? That junkie probably blowing her back out off them perkies. Right? So now she's been imprinted. You got to understand, when a male enters a woman's womb, you imprint her. You literally like are rearranging her guts. Like literally, that's a real thing. Right? You can make her jaw wider. You can make it longer. All type of shit. You can pop the cherry. All type of shit. But ain't too many cherries out here to pop, you know. So understand this. I'm going to end the video off right here. Men have become weakened and less dominant. Right? Understand this. If you're not a dominant male, you're invisible to a woman. Right? She doesn't see you. Right? That's why you may have certain women. If she doesn't feel that you're dominant, you may hit her up in the DMs and she will leave you on red. She will read the comment, leave you on red. Happens to the best of them. It's definitely happened to me before. Plenty of times. Sadly. But hey, you miss every shot, you don't think. You know, some DM down the slid in, things went well, you know. But there's a lot of them I slid in ain't go too well, you know. And I've learned like, all right, I was simping. Like, all right, I understand why it went wrong for the most part. I was chasing. And like I said, when you chase, you push away. I didn't assert dominance. She didn't feel like I was asserting any level of dominance. Right? I was in a feminine role seeking her validation. Women don't want that. When you slide into the DM, she don't want it to feel like you're seeking her validation. Right? She wants to be seeking your validation. You understand? That's why she's posting what she's posting. That's why she's on there half naked. because she wants your validation. She don't want to be, she don't want to, she wants your validation, but she don't want you to want to be validated by her, because that's not a dominant man. A dominant man is validated by himself. A dominant man can be a lone wolf, right? A dominant man can go weeks, months without woman and be okay, still be handling business, still not be somewhere depressed and simple. A dominant man can handle business, right? So a female can tell by how you move and how you approach her and how you text her if you're dominant, if you have other women or not, if you're experienced, right? They can tell instantly. Just by the way you text her, just by the way you talk to her. She can be like, he don't really get booty like that. Dudes that get booty don't talk like this. Dudes that get booty wouldn't be in my DMs like this. And she leave your ass on red, right? And she leaves you on red because they're hip to the pickup game. They're hip to all the podcasts and dating coaches, and they're hip. They know the strategies. They know it. So you have to stand out by being you, being different, being real, being authentic, telling her what you want. Don't be on this whole macho, I'm not trying to tell her what you want. Hey man, hey girl, you on here looking good. Like, shoot, we should kick it sometime. Straight up. Take it or leave it, bitch. You looking good. We should kick it sometime. She either gonna respond or she not. Period. That's where I'm at in the game right now, bro. I'm on some take it and leave it type shit. I'm whipping my shit out. Hey, take it or leave it, bitch. And if you leave it, that's cool. You ain't gonna break me. You ain't gonna have me somewhere crying. I'm gonna move on to the next one. And I'm gonna keep moving on. And I'm abundant. I know one of these Johns gonna take it. Not everybody gonna leave it. All right? That's the mentality. That's what makes a female feel tingly inside. Like, damn, he's that sure of himself. And you don't make her feel special right away. Like, bitch, you ain't nothing special. I can get another female. I don't give a damn whether you like me or not, bitch. Right? That turns them on when you don't care whether they like you or not. Now they're going to be doing the most to make you like them, because it's in their nature to chase your validation. But as men, we have to keep them chasing that validation. Once you get to a point to where, you get comfortable and you're not as dominant, they're going to get bored. That's why, like I said, a lot of these relationships, a lot of these marriages, these women get bored because the men get complacent. The men get comfortable, right? The men stop putting them in that feminine state. She feels like she's in more of a masculine state. A woman feels like she's in a masculine state when you're asking her for intercourse. But when y'all first got together, you ain't had to ask. What what's my song? It was 03 Greedo. He was like, son, baby, you ain't gotta ask me. Just don't tell nobody. Like a lot of females just want to feel like exclusive with a nigga. She can be a freak. She can be all type of shit. And you ain't gonna judge her. You ain't gonna be out here like these weirdos exposing her to your friends. You ain't gonna be leaking her body out there. You know what I'm saying? That's all females want, for real, is to feel secure, comfortable, confident, sexy. And if you want to play the game, you got to understand what you're up against. You're competing with the best of the best, my boy. So you got to go into it with the mentality of, nigga, I'm the best. You may not be the best. A little delusion ain't hurt nobody. You may not be the best, but you damn sure better have the mindset of the best, goddamn. Because the dudes you competing against, they feel like they the best. They feel like they king dingaling, right? So you need to feel like, whether it's true or not, nigga, you need to have the mentality and the aura, bitch, I'm king dingaling. Come hop on my team, right? The dudes, it may sound arrogant, it may sound like an F-boy, this, that, and the third, but the F-boy's getting all the women. I'm saying this for the dudes that want to play the game, for the dudes that want to get laid, for the dudes that want to get a girlfriend, for the dudes that want to get a wife. You have to have this mentality. They'll go after a few simps and a few betas maybe down the line, but I'm talking about if you want to be having your way, bro. If you want to get the baddies, bro. And typically the baddies may not be wifey. Wifey probably going to be like a cool 7. You know, that 9, 10 out of 10, bro, she got too much going on. You just need to get in where you fit in with her. But if you do want to play the game, if you do want to get you a few baddies on your belt, right? Which I feel like most dudes do. If we being honest, we want at least a few baddies on our belt, bro. If not all baddies. Me, I want all baddies. That's my problem. I don't want the 7. Maybe I need to be more humble. That's just something I need to deal with. But all I want is the baddies. But it's all type of bullshit and drama, and it's a lot of competition that comes with the baddies. You know, I'm a be real. It's been some 6s, it's been some 7s that has approached me heavily. And I gave them the cold shoulder. I treated them how certain baddies was treating me. They sliding in the DMs, I'm leaving them on red. No cap. No cap. Whole time I'm probably blocking my blessings. Whole time that was probably God sending her. But I pushed her away because nah, she not a 9 or she not a 10 out of 10. I want a baddie. Right? I feel like I'm a handsome dude, so I want a good looking female. Right? But when you start to mature mentally, you start looking more for what she got up here, more than just her body, because you realize the majority of these females with nice bodies, that's everything to them. That's their whole personality. That's their whole essence. That's everything to them. They have no substance, but that 7, she may have substance and she may keep you happy. She may keep you with a big old smile on your face. And that 10, she gonna keep you stressed. She gonna keep your pockets thin. She gonna keep you anxious. So, just some food for thought. For those out here playing the game, you know what I'm saying is true. If you assert that dominance on the female, she gonna be as freaky as ever. She gonna be doing any and everything. But once she gets bored, or once she don't feel like she's chasing as much from you, or once she comes across a dude that gives her that feeling to a higher degree than you gave her that feeling, once she comes across a dude that's more dominant than you, she's going to go with the most dominant male, period. So you got, if you want to be in this game, if you want to compete with the big dogs, you got to have the mentality that I'm the biggest dog. I'm the biggest fish in the sea, nigga. I'm head honcho around this motherfucker. The Leonardo DiCaprios, the Futures, you name it. They have this mentality, bro. That's why they get so many women. I'm not saying be a player, but I understand. It's a variety of people that watch my channel. And if you do want to be a player, or if you're already a player, you don't need this advice. But if you do want to be a player, that's what gets them, bro. Dominance. And a lot of men these days just aren't very dominant, bro. And the only way you become dominant is, like I said, you have to build that dominance by yourself. You have to create a great work ethic. You know, take care of your body, eat well, read, gain knowledge, learn things, you know. Have things going for yourself that makes you confident and makes you feel like you can be assertive and be dominant, right? And once you get these things, women will be like second nature, bro. Everywhere you look is going to be some woman somewhere trying to get your attention. It just is what it is. That's just the name of the game. And if you're not dominant, everywhere you look, it's gonna be women trying to avoid you. Wouldn't want to be seen dead with you. That's just the name of the game, my brother. I'm out.